AI is not taking your job and AI is going nowhere. The news is abundant on AI and the fears are sky high with people feeling that their jobs within wealth management are going to be taken by AI. And AI, let's just start with it, is absolutely incredible. It's somewhat scary what it can do. I mean, there's studies out there that show that AI tools like ChatGPT can get an A- or an A in a AP history test or an AP chemistry test. That is ridiculous and it's crazy. But Bill Gates also came out and said that AI is the most amazing innovation since the internet. And I do believe that it's going to reshape how we work, how we interact, and how we execute on different aspects of our day-to-day and professional lives. AI is not going anywhere. We can't shy away from that. And we can push as hard as we can against this amazing progression that's happening in the space. But it's not going to work because it's going to impact us. But I think it can impact us in a positive way. And we all talk about the ATM and the banking industry and how that evolved the industry, right? When the first ATM came out, news headlines abound were saying that people's jobs, 80–90% of the jobs of bankers were gone. And we still have bankers. We actually are building more bank branches than I can remember in the past 15 years. I see a JP Morgan branch or a Citi branch or anything Chase branch on the corner everywhere I go now. And why is that? Because what ATMs did is cause the banking industry to rethink the physical locations and what bankers do inside of those physical locations. Yes, they're not going to be doling out the cash when you need $200 or $50, etc. The ATM can do that. But when you have a situation where you need a mortgage or you need a loan or you want to figure out how to best finance certain aspects, that's what the bankers are trained for. So there was a retraining and now there's a rebranding of what these branches are meant to do. And so it didn't replace those people. Those people that thought their jobs were lost, they weren't lost. They were still needed. Just the tasks that they performed were different, and that's okay. That's evolution, that's expansion, that's progress. And AI should be seen as progress. Now, with every amazing innovation, there's always both good and bad. And yes, there will be people out there that utilize AI for negative impacts and negative effects. That's very hard to control. We can regulate, etc., but there's always going to be those people no matter the innovation. My suggestion to everyone out there is to try to avoid the headlines, just like we tell our clients when the markets are going haywire, to avoid the headlines and to avoid the news outlets, because this stuff right now sells and scary news tends to sell better than positive news. What I suggest is to start educating yourself on how AI can impact your business in a positive way. Start playing around with some of these tools. You know, a tool I recently used for my podcast, Bridging the Gap, was a tool called Cast Magic, which has decreased the time my team takes to post-produce our podcast drastically. We're able to upload our podcast after recording into this tool that then it helps us understand the summary and timestamps and transcripts that we can then use to then share with others on social and our newsletter and internally. These tools are not meant to replace us. They're meant to refocus us on what is our core skill set. And remember, the aspects of your job that AI will replace are those that aren't your most important tasks. Your most important tasks are always the human element and the human aspect of building relationships with your clients. And hopefully AI can help us spend more time doing that with more people, and then the impact is truly exponential. Hey there, hope you enjoyed this content. If you did, click the button below to subscribe to our newsletter, which is filled with all of these different nuggets of information just like what you watched. Dig deeper, learn from others, and get more content just like this. Or go to your favorite podcast app and be sure to subscribe to Bridging the Gap. This is the podcast where we bring on guests from across the industry and the business world to help us grow and evolve our knowledge.